Welcome to Backstories, the podcast where we dig deep into the untold tales behind the people, places, and moments that shape our world. Every month, we'll uncover the hidden narratives that inspire, surprise, and challenge us. So, grab your headphones and get ready to journey into the past, one backstory at a time.
All right, another first-time storyteller. Tony. Story is January 22nd.
Can you hear me okay? I'm 6'1", by the way. I'm married. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I did not know I'd be doing this today, if you can't tell by how I'm dressed. I was at a workout class like an hour ago, and I was like, I'll stop by, and here I am. Okay, so I've actually never... I'm going to read this. I'm sorry, I wrote it. I like writing. I've never really performed this before. So I'm certainly in front of strangers. I've read it to my wife, who's filming back there. So I'm sorry, I'm reading it. If you could pick what day your birthday is, nobody would pick January 22nd. Guess what day my birthday is? It's right in the aftermath of the holidays, so nobody feels like celebrating. They feel like hibernating. You can't do anything outside because it's comically cold. It gets dark at 4:45, and every few years you get a birthday gift from Mother Nature of 1 to 2 feet of snow. Not only that, growing up, one of my family's favorite movies was A Knight's Tale starring Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger died on January 22nd, 2008. I've had friends tell me that they're scrolling Instagram and they see, always remember Heath Ledger, who we lost on this day X years ago, and they go, I gotta text Tony happy birthday. One of my favorite people on the planet is Conan O'Brien, and if you remember his whole fiasco with NBC and The Tonight Show, his final Tonight Show, January 22nd, 2010. Here locally, for any football fans, Billy Cundiff missed the field goal to lose the AFC Championship game, January 22nd, 2012. So my birthday is shit. It's January 22nd, 2014, and all I want for my 23rd birthday is for nothing bad to happen. And nothing did. Thank you very much. No, I was working that day on a major TV show filming here in Baltimore. I'm not going to name the show. I'm also not going to use anyone's real names because no one knows I'm telling this story. But if you were around at that time, you may remember that there were 2 shows filming in Maryland, so you have a 50-50 chance. And just to give you a hint, it was the funny one. I was working as a production assistant, a PA, in the production office at the corner of Howard and Monument in Mount Vernon. The show was still on its holiday break because why would you shoot in January? And today, the top brass was flying into Baltimore to prepare to start filming the next few episodes. One of the members of the top brass we're going to call Bob. Bob has his own personal assistant named Michelle. Michelle comes into the office and says, hey, Bob is going to be landing at BWI in a few hours. He asked for someone to go to the Whole Foods in Harbor East, get everything on this grocery list, take it to his apartment, so when he arrives, he can make himself a nice home-cooked Italian dinner. So perhaps the biggest rule about being a PA on a film set is that you must be someone that everyone does not mind spending 12 hours a day, 5 days a week with. So every PA that I knew was painfully positive and optimistic. They could fall and scrape up their leg and say, wow, what an incredible experience I'm having today. So when Michelle asks me to basically be Instacart, I say it would be an honor to do that for him. I go to the Whole Foods, I get everything on the list, I drive to his building, I walk up to the front desk and say, hi, I'm here to deliver groceries to Bob's apartment. And she says, why are you saying it like that? And she hands over me a key and says, he's in 343. I say, thank you very much, and she does not make eye contact. I walk into 343 and nobody is home. I put the cold food in the fridge, I put the rest in the pantry, I say mission accomplished, and as I start to head out, I stop. It's a beautiful apartment. You ever walk into a place and your first thought is, oh, money. That's where I'm standing. His living room has this giant window overlooking the water that is an angle of the Baltimore skyline that I have never seen before. As far as the furniture, his silverware would have been the most expensive thing in my own crappy post-college living situation. Bob is a writer and executive producer on a major comedy series, which is what I aspire to do. Bob has my dream job, and in a way, at this moment, I'm kind of standing in my dream. and it's my birthday, which does not give you permission to do anything. But I want to remember this moment, so I'm just going to take a few photos and nobody will ever know. I take out my phone and I grab a picture of the kitchen. I pivot over and I get a picture of the living room, a quick picture of the dining room. If Bob needed to put his apartment on Zillow after the show finished filming, he would not have needed to hire a photographer. I got photos of every inch of his place. Oh, this is where the hot water heater is? Bang. If you know me, if you've seen my Instagram or look at the camera reel on my phone, I'm not a selfie person. My face and brain don't agree on selfies. My face goes, what about this look? And my brain goes, no. But in front of that beautiful living room window overlooking the harbor, I take one selfie because I wanted proof that I was really here. So I decide that I've been sufficiently creepy enough. I head out, lock the door behind me, give the key back to the front desk, say thank you very much. They don't say anything, and I go back to the office. 3 hours later, Michelle comes back in and says, hey, did anyone get a chance to go and get Bob's groceries and deliver them to his apartment? And me, still honored to have gotten the opportunity, said, yep, did it this afternoon. And she goes, really? Because Bob is at his apartment and he says there aren't any groceries there. And I go, what? And internally, I start to panic. How could that be possible? My brain immediately went to, there's a food goblin roaming the streets of Baltimore. They're sneaking into people's homes and taking their food and leaving everything else. And I could not think of another explanation because I know I locked the door behind me. And not to be weird, I have photographic evidence that I was in his apartment, and I don't want to show it to you because then I'm forever that person, and that is not something you unbe. So I'm sitting there debating between Food Goblin and sharing creepy photos when Michelle rescues me and asks, what apartment did you put them in? And I said, 343, and her face drops. And she goes, Bob is in 433. In the long silence that followed, I had time to realize that I broke into some random person's apartment and for no reason that a jury would buy, took a photo of every square inch of their place, including one utterly incriminating selfie that puts me at the scene of the crime. But if it is any consolation, Your Honor, I also gifted them over $100 worth of high-quality Italian food groceries. So the thing about being a PA is you get to be in the room where it happens. You are right in the action, and you have no power. You are not involved in any discussions or decisions that matter. You are there to simply do what you're told. So after a few awkward moments, Michelle says, okay, and walks out of the room. And that's the last I ever heard about this. To this day, I don't know what happened to those groceries. And I certainly do not know whose apartment I was in. 60 seconds after she leaves, I scurry off to the bathroom and I delete all the photos that I took because I will not be on one of those world's worst criminal daytime TV shows. Okay, I deleted all of them except for one, the selfie, because I knew that when the coast was clear and all the wanted posters with my face were gone, I would tell this story and I wanted people to believe me. Because yes, January 22nd is a historically negative day. Heath Ledger died in 2008, Conan's Last Tonight Show 2010, Billy Cundiff missed the field goal in 2012. But maybe January 22nd was making a comeback. Because in 2014, to one random person in Baltimore, I was Italian food Santa Claus. Thank you very much.